So here we are again. Today, Thursday, the 8th of July 2021, we are still at the Eri House, Center for Research in Igbo History and Culture. And we are in part 2 of our chat with Dr. EGBUNA OKECHI, who is the chairman of Umueri Consultative and General Assembly. Dr. Keshi, you are welcome back to our studios after the break. Now we were in the first part of this discussion, we were talking about the visit by the Umueri people to their communal lands. And we saw so many of those, many of the people had the opportunity for the first time, in many cases, to actually see the lands that are officially referred to as Parcel A, Parcel B, and all the rest of it, and to associate it with the names that made sense to them. Donite and Omabala and all the rest of the communities. Something I keep wondering, Doc, as we are walking through those places, I was wondering, how did those ancient people go from the present settlement, the village, into those places and name them that far back and are able to determine boundaries? It's really interesting to me. I kept wondering throughout the visit. So we were there yesterday and we saw all those, and then we saw the areas which we have identified as Parcel C, where considerable destruction was done to people's crops and property in that place. Now let us start off from there. If we are to understand your position, because this is a very passionate matter to you, you spoke with such passion and anger about it. Now your anger is not about the removal of crops or government using that, if I understood you. Because you agreed that you negotiated, you accepted for the place to be used for landing lights. You have made the point that the airport cannot operate without landing lights, so it's necessary and must be done. And the runways have been fixed. If the runways have been fixed, then the location of the landing lights have also been fixed, and it's not likely that they can be shifted, which means that the agricultural work in those places have to be shifted also. I'm trying to make sure we agree about what we agree about. So then, if that is so, from your explanations in part 1, we understood that your problem is not with the removal, but with the manner of the removal, with the destruction, and with the fact that there was no evaluation before the crops were removed. Have I correctly summarized your position on this?
Some are not agreeable with me. If you allow me to
Please, yes.
But if you want us to continue,
No, please, let us have your summary
the areas
of the
talk
position.
about my agreement to when this airport issue was, were being established, my brothers, the same people that are ganking up in Agumini, are in the administration. When they gave this Parcel A, they're also in the administration. When they gave Parcel B, they're also in administration. This past administration, when they start building, and I said, you were there, you gave the land, you named it ABC. I have the paper. You name it and I have their names. You call it here. You call it ABC. So since you have done that, it's already A, B, C, D. You sign. Your signatures are here. Look at all your names. So since you have done that and they build the wrong way, otherwise if I was there, the chief of people, then we would not know that the sea is not agreeable. They just shift it. Now they built the wrong way. Ah, you can't tell somebody that language people are using go back to A, go back. Removing the wrong way, removing the terminal building, removing the tarmac. I don't know how to negotiate this one. That's not my language.
Yes.
Now, since that is there already, and then it is necessary to put the landing light, and I agree that's what is called landing light. Where I have issues, I say, okay, let's see the measurement. If it's big, if it's too big,
Okay.
let it be reduced
Okay.
to the barest minimum. So if 1, 2, 3 measurement can do it, why not?
Yeah.
Instead of 610 measurement.
Yes.
So look at the measurement that it can be able to hold and like practice. You said it doesn't work. So that's where I have issues.
Okay.
So if
The same people that opposed the installation of the landing lights are now championing it.
Because they can see there's something there.
Yeah, they are now championing it.
Not even
Yes.
landing light is not their issue.
Yes.
They say there's nothing like landing light. I said there's what is called landing light. So I don't have. So now we have agreed. Okay, landing light, come. All right, who are the one consulting? Okay, so what I expected them to do now, start evaluating those. You can't evaluate my property without my knowledge.
Yes.
I have to see this. So those people didn't see the evaluation. If you claim you did, which you did, you never did.
Yes. Thank you.
So who evaluated? I will get my own valuer, you get your own valuer. We join.
So what we agree
And get the
in principle is that the airport is there to stay and it's a good thing. The runways are fixed and so the landing lights must also be fixed, and this is the only place that it can be. So that the problem is actually that after the initial opposition to the installation of the landing lights, certain parties went back and began to champion it. And this time didn't do it properly by securing a proper evaluation of the crops and the properties there and identifying the individuals.
The farms land there are not together owned by Umueri. They are not also one Ross owned by Enuagu. They are also together owned by Mo. So it's individual. We'll talk about those individuals. That's what I said. That's the issue.
The danger there is that if compensation is to be paid, it might be diverted from the individuals, from those widows who actually own the thing, and diverted to other purposes.
And I must make sure I see the evaluation.
Yes.
To make sure that they're not being defrauded. Nobody should go and do that.
Okay.
I must make sure the chairman that this is what it is. Okay, Mr. Oliji, where are you? Okay, this is your own paper. When is the chips are down, account number, why it I will investigate. You get the woman her money.
Yeah, I
they
just
want to go to Oliji and beg for money, fine. If she give you whatever you take.
Yes.
But it's not for you to go and block it.
I think
because your land is not there.
That is understandable. That's
there's nothing like a landing like.
Yes. Now, Doc, you have repeatedly said that the airport is necessary and it's a good thing. No. So now let us look at the question. Let's look at that statement, that position that is a good thing, a little bit. How would you assess the value of that airport to the people of Umueri, to the people of Umueri, and to humanity in general? How would you evaluate, how would you assess the value of it?
Well, if you tell me to assess the value, I won't talk the way government talk. Government talk about how much they spend in building.
No, I'm talking about the cost. I'm talking about
the
value that is going to add to the people.
If I ask about value, I will talk about what we are going to benefit.
Yes. Beautiful.
So the benefit, because you see the massive land, our land, we don't have land again. We don't have where to live. Land is very precious to an Igbo man. Land, Anambra doesn't even have enough land. Then if it is gone, I don't know who will take us, whether it's the Ike, I don't know. I cry, we don't have land again. So what's going to be our benefit? That's what I crack my head every day. Because tomorrow is pregnant. The long term, what do we talk with these people? You call it Orient, you call it Anambra State. How? All of you, nothing was done. I can't see the paper. Work. Now, the value to us should be one. Since our land is gone, revenue that is being generated. If it goes to the government, where's our own percentage in this investment as the donor? Those who their source of living, agriculture, have been taken away, and the airport built upon it. What are we taking home to our children and children? Because that's when they sell land, they go to Dubai or where. Igbos are predominantly traders. And our area are also known for farming. The youths are not going to farm again. There's no place for them to farm. And if you don't give them part of the revenue, do you want them to go robbery? This state is being, if it's in anywhere, last time I went to Europe, in Dublin, precisely, someone was telling me my state is the best secure state in Africa, not even Nigeria. And we gave that credit to the governor, Willie Obiano, who is the present governor. Now that security is one of the major things the governor have achieved, do we allow the state to deteriorate through our own town because the youth doesn't have where to go, farm to farm, land to farm, and even land to sell, to generate revenue, to buy goods and wares to sell? Please, where is our own percentage? So that's how we'll be able to get it down to Umueri and down generally to Umueri, because it's Umueri that gave birth to Umueri. It will trickle down again. Now that the airport is being built, we talk about the aviation fuel and the hazard associated with it, the pollution, both the noisy and otherwise. You talk about what the youth, including our age, are going to suffer because of the flying of, you see capacity of the airport as the cargo, big plane. So now you can see there is going to be an impact.
Big plane, big noise.
There's going to be negative impact to us. When you assess it, then you got to mitigate and ameliorate and adapt to those impacts, negative impacts, and that will not get a value again in monetary compensation to be able to avert this and other amenities. Now, value again, employment. Thank God the governor requested we bring them to employment. But like Oliver Twist, I'm still begging, we need more. More from Umueri, more from Umueri, so they will occupy the post there, because it's a big project the governor brought to our community. We talk about value again, we talk about development. There's no doubt that there will not be development. But if there is development, I don't have land to put a tenant or build, I'm not part of development. So development will come, but how do we cue in? I heard somebody talking about industrial whatever there. Yeah, we are seeing so many, because land are being given by the government for industries, different warehousing. Sir, we want to partake in this development. So the income yielded that will be yielded will be shared and be a source of livelihood to us as well, since we don't have land. So those we want to key in. The government should be able to lead us in to join in the development. The industries, how do we partake? The warehouse and other things. We should be part of your development. But I have not seen that today. I have written And that will be in the MOU. That's the document. Our brother is governor today. Tomorrow, he may be another person. Please, this thing should be written down. Or someone to come and tell us we should go to Sahara Desert.
Doc, I'm happy you brought up the issue of the MOU because I was waiting for you to finish, for me to point out that the issues you are bringing up must be in the MOU. Am I to understand that there was no MOU at the beginning, at the commencement, at the proposal stage of this airport, where the community and the government agreed what exactly will come to the community for the sacrifices they've made?
Now, brother, nobody give me any document, sign, or agreement.
You have not seen the MOU?
I don't think such thing existed. If there is, someone should bring it to me.
You have never seen an MOU
covering
that?
From the other side.
And you don't have reason to believe that there is
one.
one?
The government itself. I've not. If they have, they should give me. But what I'm saying, we need it, sir. We need it. Who need it?
Are you saying, Doc, that there was never a time government or whoever were the promoters of this airport project sat down with the community to discuss the pros and cons, disadvantages to the community?
Nobody has done that. Nobody has done that. Look at the park. Airport will have park. You saw my youth yesterday. You saw those young boys. They are not from Cameroon. They are from Umueri. So where would they be? They should be able to head those parks. So if I don't engage them, where do you want me to put them? I should use my cloth to cover them and put them here. Do you know the number of challenges you are trying to create?
You see, Doc, we walked around for up to 5 hours. We drove by motorbike, by jeep, sometimes for 30 minutes, stopped, drove another 30 minutes, walked, and in the end, we couldn't cover the whole of the land. We didn't even enter the airport. For us to get to the airport, we had to go back to the express and use another route to enter the airport. What I'm saying is that the land that we walked through yesterday, driving and walking through, was massive. And if all that land had been taken for the airport, I wonder where is left for the people themselves to develop or to grow.
Nothing.
Now.
Where will I push those boys?
Doc, we agree that the airport is necessary. Even at this, 1,900 hectares, is still not one of the big airports of the world. It doesn't fall into the top 20 airports. So it's not that it's overly large, but and we say it is necessary. I think the important thing is that the community and the promoters of the airport project should have sat down and agreed what the community can expect. For instance, revenue. What percentage of the airport revenue is billed to come to the community?
When that airport, at the initial stage, when the commission, I think, groundbreaking ceremony, there was a promise made by my governor, OKECHI, humble man and very intelligent man, that host community 3% go to them.
3%.
3%. I'm just appealing if they can increase this to 5%. But even at that, can we put those papers on ground with all sense of humility? Because my people, my villages, the calamity that will befall them, if this is not done now, I don't know what will be of us tomorrow. It's a cattle airport though, so you talk about industrialization of that area and the pollution from those industries. This time we'll talk about climate change. The air pollution, so we don't have land. The only thing we'll do is to inhale those things. decrease our lifespan,
No, Doc,
both from
you talked
the
about
place and
3%.
from the industries.
You talked about 3% coming to the community in perpetuity. 3% of the revenue from the
Yes, sir,
airport.
but I didn't hear if it is from the profit or total income. So these are the areas to now. Then how do you
That you mean
get the
whether it is
actual?
from the net profit or the gross income? Certainly, it cannot be. It cannot be from the gross. It has to be from the net revenue of the airport. But how is this captured? This 3%. You are asking for 5. You are appealing for 5. But let's work with the 3% that we're talking about now. How is that captured?
My
In a
senior brother,
contract, in a document?
my senior brother, the governor, made the promise. The Apokwiri calculate. He doesn't promise and fail. He
No, but
doesn't.
he's going to be governor for less than a year now. He's going to remain governor for less than a year, and then he will go. Do you think that a promise from him, he's a man of integrity, he has shown exceeding concern and love for the Umueri community vis-a-vis this airport and everything, but he's not going to be there forever. So do you think that a promise from him is sufficient
It's not only the airport.
for something that will
Even
stay
the
in
road that
perpetuity?
passed through my house is being built by him. He has
Yes.
built the this other road, Chair Road, EGBUNA Road. There's road construction going on to the airport. Before that road are not to be done, but after I went to him, pleaded, he promised, and he did it. Some said that he's not going to do it. That's how he promised, but he have done all those, everything I've come
There's
to the
no doubt the
governor.
governor has performed
He has given me
exceedingly
almost
greatly.
all of them.
Yeah, but we're
And
talking about this issue of what comes to the Umueri people.
that's what I'm
For
telling you.
yes, how is that captured? And if it's not captured, what steps will be taken to make sure that it is concretized in documents?
My brother is not captured. I'm saying that he promised based on the day he laid the foundation. And I'm saying again that that man is Ogurume, seeing his antecedents
So suppose he lives in a year's
in
time,
Umueri.
and then a king who does not know Joseph steps into his office. How will you make sure that what is due to the community comes to the community? If it is not captured in any document, if there is no MOU, if there is no contract.
That's why I'm crying. He saw me weeping, and I'm talking to the authority concerned. I've written, and I'm going to write again. The last time I made the computer, I told him, let us put down pen on paper on those our benefits that are going to be our beneficial packages. Put down on the MOU. It was not done by past leaders, but I'm saying let us do it and for that percent. So we can put it on paper. So let's see what we are doing right now. The authority concerned, because if it's not done, I don't, because even development, if you want any good development, we need security. Security is base, basic thing of everything. In Alhambra, the IGR that is being developed today is because there's security. So it's also part of security to the airport, fortifying whatever security they have by getting that MOU for us, so that we should be part of the airport. We should see it as our own. We should co-own and make sure. When you own something, this is your camera, you make sure it doesn't break. So if we have that percentage, you make sure this income generation, that should not be leakage. We'll monitor, we'll supervise, we'll follow up. What is the security
So,
aspect of
Doc,
the
what do you
place?
think are the chances that this MOU will be signed so that these benefits will be concretized before the governor leaves office?
It's not me that you ask about the how sure I am. Is the person that's the. If you tell me I can bring paper and start typing what I want. Is the landlord? Is the government? Is our boss? Is my senior brother? Is the governor? And the is a ESCO. that will now come up and call us, call me, and I'll go with my excuse.
Doc, will you agree that if this matter is not sealed by the time the governor leaves office, a great disservice will be done to the people of Umueri?
It's not only the service, it's the service, yes, but I'm telling you, you remember what I told you. Make us part of it so we can help you to sustain your good work.
Okay, now let's look at, let's agree that this MOU will be signed as soon as possible. Now we've talked about the 3%, 5%, 10% revenue in perpetuity flowing from the airport's revenue to the community, to the host community. What other items would you want to see in such
Go
an
and see,
MOU?
even when they put the PIB bill, which the one they just passed the other day, you see what about custom. So the issue of custom does not start today.
Yes, so I'm
And
asking.
the pollution, the negative impact we are going to have is even beyond what those that oil is being drained from their community will have.
Yes, so what I'm asking now is, let us agree
So the host
that
community needed.
the right thing will be done, and an MOU, a contract, will be signed that will concretize the benefits. So I'm asking, what other items, apart from the 3% revenue, what other items would
Employment.
you want to see? Yes.
Employment. You know, I told you the governor have given us some quota, and I'm also pleading more quota as it goes on.
Okay, so the community has some quota of employment now.
Yes, though they've not been called up to start maybe training or something like that. So, but I know he called for list and I submitted.
You submitted a list of people. What cadre is it in the area of untrained labor, unskilled labor? Is it the area
both
of
skill and unskilled?
both skill at all cadres?
Yes.
At all cadres.
Yes.
Okay, that's in place now.
So, but now when we now judge, we can see which percentage improvement that any percent of improvement in that employment sector. Then coming to that 50% to be revenue generation. Then we talk about other areas because this is a cargo airport where has to be built. The airport has shop outlets. You see areas of the park, this management of the park. The community should be part of it so that we have the shops that will be taken care of for us, taken care of by us, owned by us, the warehouse owned by us, so that we also generate, we also partake, we also join you, partner in this development.
Now, talking about employment, about jobs and things like that, do you think your community has enough people when they are asked to bring forth people for these offices, for pilots, for aeronautic engineers, and all the rest of them? Do you think your community has capacity?
This is the community that produced Warrant Chief Nnameke, Dr. Peter Nnameke, which is the physician to, I don't want to mention, but he's in the state. So when you talk about the government of the United States of America, is there. So we have those capacities. This is the community that produced Senator. This is the community that has an AIG, retired Anambra East. If you do well, this is community that has, when you not talk about Umueri at large also, you see people, because when we talk about employment, we bring from if you do well and from our brothers. Then if we get the income generation, we take and also flow to our brothers in Ikenga and Ezi. So and that's my own part, the type of government we do now.
So do
and we have people in Umueri, we have people in Ivite.
Do you have a system in place now, maybe a program for developing the skills that the airport will need in your community to start now and begin to plan ahead to raise people who will fill those offices?
That's what you see when I was talking to my youth yesterday. I said, this is not the era. A chairman that will give you machete and Okada.
Yes,
you
are talking about
that. We're talking about my youth that will be traveling abroad My youth that will go to South Africa and learn pilot.
But
My youth.
I'm talking about a deliberate program by the community to raise such people, maybe in 10 years, in 20
That's
years.
what we are doing. Capacity building. We have started.
Okay, that's
You
beautiful.
know, from the three quarters, Obu, Mbede, and the Umatolu to raise youth, and that's why I'm telling them, calm down. It's secondary school first. We take it off from there. So
So
that
you have
we
plans
can be
to raise
able
more
to
secondary schools?
benefit from this thing. I saw one boss that was kind of, I said, no, that's not the type of youth I'm looking for. I'm trying I'm trying to get technocrats. Yeah. Because when you're a pilot, you will be employed. When you're an engineer, I was looking for engineers. And we're still looking for. So that we can
that work in the airport.
Yes, so that I can be able to take up this project in your community. Is it by drinking beer? No. Don't drink beer and fight. That's not fighting. I didn't call you to. You have to be okay. Have the house, have your duplex, travel, enjoy, have your wife. And I'm not calling you to come and help me and match somebody. Not the youth I'm looking for. I'll be telling them, come, this is opportunity. Okay, those people that had matches, talk about them today, those yesterday that had matches,
Yes.
are they still here?
Nobody talks
Is it
about
why I don't employ you to come and help me carry matches?
that's interesting. So now you are also talking about a share in the allocation of space for businesses.
Yes.
In the airport. That's another area you are looking that the community can benefit.
Yes.
Now, in that area, what arrangements is your community making to make sure that you will be able to feel if some quota of that is allocated to you? Do you think you have the capacity to utilize
We
it?
have more than the capacity. I've written to the government. I'm waiting for their call so I can see tete and tie this knot because there's no time.
That's interesting.
Very soon they will start the issue of politicking into a new
Yes.
into global election. So this time for us to tidy up things so that it can benefit each and any one of us. So both the government and the companies.
We'll have just maybe another minute, and let's spend that minute and just look at this. We've talked about benefits within the airports and from the airport, that will be generated from within the airport. What about trickle down effects on the community? Are you expecting to be able to tap into? It's a whole value chain trickling down to the community. What areas are you, as a community, looking at to exploit the opportunities provided by the proximity of the airport?
The truth is that according to the governor, they are bringing a grid, the
Power grid.
Yes, that's
Okay, there's going to be enhanced power capacity in the area.
to be a high capacity that in Abuja you talk about airport line. So
Yes.
this is a line we're going to queue in, where you can have light 24/7.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So, and you can see estates development springing up. So those estates you can see people who are habiting in that area with a good power. So now, if you have good power, you have road, you have what I think. Can now the can now spoil that development and the living standard will be improved.
As a community,
Then
what
that
plans?
market trading businesses will now start spring all those small shop, supermarket, all those things will come, activity increase, school can be positioned because the population will increase.
Yes. As a community, what plans are you making towards tapping into the tourist opportunities that will be created by the proximity of the airport?
We already said again already because if you're in our last meeting, there is an event we're having in Umueri,
Okay.
and that's the tourism aspect, and it's going to be everything. Even last time I came here, I was telling you your area is good, and I was the first person partnering with you when I was the national committee chairman. So this place is something. It has enormous thing to tap on, and I've started developing tourism in my community, Umueri. So we also strategize again and move on because our area we are rich in culture, cultural heritage, many things. So if you all the buy in a boot and so many things, man teachers. So by the time we start that, those who are now you can now see people are tourism have improved now even despite the COVID. People are going to Morocco, people are going to so with the airport, with the proximity, people land and say, okay, they want to come to Umueri festival, they want to come Umueri this and that. So by time, basically, I think in 3 months time, you come, you'll be there because you are my partner always. So that you can see all we are showcasing, in the area of culture because that will also help us to cement the peace I've been making in the community because we have peace and reconciliation committee which started working seriously to make sure we are one. So that culture too will bring us and that area of tourism. Before you know it, we'll be one. Start drinking with one cup as we used to. Now I told you that let every quarter try to manage their quarters well so that by the time we come up one Umueri indivisible, there will be improvement in the relationship.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That's as much as we can take. Our time is far, is far. We've exceeded our limit by far, but I've really enjoyed talking with you. And I want to say, I personally am very much impressed by the work you are doing for your people and among your people. The response, the feedback from the program yesterday, the visit yesterday was just fantastic. The people are just so excited about it. So I want to say I appreciate you so much personally. And here at the Center for Research in Igbo History and Culture, we will continue to do everything that we can to support your efforts to whatever way that we can. So keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, Doctor. Ndị be anyị si onye asị ya jide ka o ji ma na o ji mma, so iji mma. Can you just drop one word in summary, a word to the people of Umueri and a word to Governor Obiano and Anambra State Government regarding the airport?
It should be more than one word.
Maybe you have space for just one.
Okay. Thank you to the governor for the one you've done for us. And thank you for the one you're going to do for us tomorrow. For Ifitemmweri, thank you for your enormous support to me. And as far as God is concerned, we'll get to the promised land. And Umueri in general, I'm saying, if we eat, you will eat. What is coming will be enough for all of us. You are part of us. We are moving together in the same coastal ride. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Today is Thursday, the 8th of July, 2021, and it's been a wonderful time with Chief Doctor EGBUNA OKECHI, who is the chairman of Umueri Consultative and General Assembly. We've been chatting here at Eri House, Center for Research in Igbo History and Culture, on issues bordering on the airport, Anambra State International Cargo and Passenger Airport at Umueri in Anambra East Local Government area. This is a multi-part interview. We want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. If you just look beneath this video, you will see the subscribe bar is red, the word subscribe. Just click on it and you will be able to see the rest of this interview and also other videos on events, programs, and projects relating to Igbo history and culture. Thank you for being with us. See you in the next video. God bless you.